شهنات
شهانة هذه
فك شهنات
هذا لانستي This is it. My name in lights. The start of my professional career right here. Come on, don't let all the fans around get to you. All the scouts that are here as well. Listen, bro, I just want to park my car. I can't, like, get out of the disabled spot, G. This is it. My time. Yo guys, it is your boy Niran here, and you are watching FTW. This of course the series where I bring to you the best and more frequently the worst of what football has to offer during the last 7 days. But what's been kicking off in the world this week? You're not gonna lie lads, it's hot. There is a heat wave on the way in the United Kingdom, and it's going to be 34 degrees Celsius on Friday. And look, listen, genetically, I can handle the heat, you get me? But this is ridiculous. How are you going to open your windows and it's going to get hotter in the room? If you put a tray of fish fingers outside, they'll cook within 8 minutes. And not only that, we've been robbed of a World Cup happening in these temperatures. All I want to do is see us win a World Cup whilst I'm evaporating. And we're well on course for that, except for the fact that we quite literally aren't, and I'm depressed. England slumped to a 4-0 loss at the hands of Hungary this week in our biggest defeat since 1928. Hungary are top of the group again, for God's sake. We're gonna finish 5th in a 4-team group. We actually have to sell people from this international squad. Stones, we're sending you to like Slovakia or something. Ramsdale, you can go to Burkina Faso. Think about it, there's positives here. We're moving on people who don't perform, and it's only the second most illegal deportation of the week. Realistically, only one man can save us now. At least we can say that Gareth Southgate provided passion for his team talk.
Where's your bottle gun? And come and pay attention when I'm talking to you. Back on the field, show what you can do, or off home on the plane. You got that?
England lose 4-0.
But you know what? It's not just the players. It's not just them. We all need to resign too from our respective jobs. Look, boss, I understand it wasn't good enough from me and the boys today, so I'm handing in my notice. Jim, you work for W.H. Smith. We said it was coming home, lads. No, for fuck's sake, stop the music. We've got blood on our hands for gassing them up. Jack Grealish is tackling his own teammates versus Italy. Harry Kane with a truly embarrassing attempt to earning a penalty. Mark Noble gets in the England squad based of soccer aid alone, and after conceding 4 without him, maybe we owe Harry Maguire an apology. Flipping it, we're finished. Now, off the back of this result, and people are wanting Gareth Southgate gone as England manager. One fan on Twitter even took to the Met Police to report a terrorist, only to disclose that it was in fact Gareth Southgate he was reporting. I kind of hear it, to be honest, because we don't play exciting football.
Stones will stay forward. Kane.
The guy is way too safe versus teams that we should take the initiative against. And he's probably too safe in all walks of life. He has a gate in front of the stairs for his kids. His son is 17 years old. If he slept in his car, he'd put the seatbelt on beforehand. If he had a motorbike, he would put stabilizers on it. It's okay though, I get what's happening here. Don't worry. We're just losing to make it seem like we're the underdogs for the World Cup. It's a tactical masterclass. But the question for me in all this debate is who would take over realistically, except for this example of royalty. Like, anyone wanting him gone now, 6 months before the World Cup, who do you actually want? Because that's what it comes down to. The English bosses aren't going to take it right now, mostly because it's way too close to the tournament now. Furthermore, who even cares about the Nations League? Gareth Southgate probably wasn't even there. 50% of the squad think that this was the Confederations Cup or something. Us being shit here doesn't undo his previous work. He doesn't play exciting football, I completely understand that, and he shouldn't just get a free pass, but we have to at least trust him a bit. He's been our best performing manager for 50 years. France are on the same amount of points as us in an easier group. Italy just got slapped 5 by Germany. And think about it, the morale of the players goes down. Connor Cody's finished if Gareth Southgate gets sacked.
I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know? I mean, I'm a little bit weak.
But one thing is for sure, there is vast improvement needed before Qatar in the winter. I mentioned France, who drew to Ralph Rangnick's Austria side 1-1 England this week. See how this man's glowing because he's not having to deal with the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Who is even Austrian anymore? How have the French even managed to draw this game? And not only that, they then went on to lose 1-0 to Croatia. Kylian Mbappe is trying to work out why he can't manage France as well as PSG. Current European Championship holders Italy have had a tough week too, only drawing with England before a heavy 5-2 loss to Germany. Gianluigi Donnarumma had an argument with a fan who shouted abuse to him from the stands, and then went on to prove his doubters wrong by, hang on a second, let me just consult these, giving the ball away for an easy goal for crying out loud, man. Come on. The man won the Lev Yashin trophy and thought he had to act like a 58-year-old man with a flat cap too. Meanwhile, at the other end, and Manuel Neuer was pulling out the impossible.
That's his job. It's middle of the goal. It's good height for him.
The worst part of all of this is Germany manager Hansi Flick just doesn't even care. His child's graduated from uni. Same face. His pet hamster passes away. Same face. Away from international football for now though, and soccer aid took place this week, with the rest of the world taking a win on penalties over England. Even England's celebrities can't win, for God's sake. US TikToker Noah Beck scored the first goal for the rest of the world and put in a headline-grabbing performance.
My darling, you with a headband, you are different gravy.
He was one more long pass away from a welcome to Manchester United video.
This guy's like the phenom guy, right? He's like the LeBron James of soccer.
But he would give away a penalty on UK YouTube's Chunks, who wanted to take it himself, only to have it stolen away from him by Mark Wright. Why is he preparing for the penalty like that? This man's still trying to secure a pro career. You're 43, bro. To be fair, he might get into the England setup after the Hungary game. Overly serious, man. He definitely goes up for an aerial challenge with his son and elbows his kid in the face. We do have live scenes of the aftermath and Chunks and him fighting for the penalty. To be fair, let's be real. Chunks was distracted seeing Maya Jama doing up punditry in the stands. Elsewhere in Roberto Carlos' performance didn't particularly last long. Arsenal Fan TV weren't pleased seeing Arsene Wenger manage the rest of the world team.
You know what, mate? Yeah, you've gone over there and you won a few trophies. But what your legacy is going to be is that you are a Judas.
And Kem Setine would once again score to take the game to penalties. Did they actually unfreeze him for this game once a year alone? Because I never see him do anything else. Was he balling out on Love Island too? Yeah, so basically, right, my dad has these helicopters and oh god, oh my fit. Unfortunately though, we would go on to lose on penalties here again. Very much on brand. But H was at least in the dressing room trying to keep morale up at full time.
Do you want me to rap anyone? Lift the mood a bit?
No, we don't.
But look, the main thing here is, realistically, £15 million was raised for charity, which is an insane amount, and massive shouts to those involved. It was a great event. Transfer-wise, though, now, and we finally had official confirmation from Manchester City for their capture of Erling Haaland. I'm honestly extremely happy for Man City fans. Go you guys. Yeah, man. Fam, I don't care, man. We're gonna see them win 28-0 on the first day of the season. Gonna be like playing a group of kids, bro. Raheem Sterling's getting ready and limbered up to link up with the Norwegian up top. But one thing I will say about Erling, he said he was a lifelong City fan, but that's just not what I'm seeing here.
Judas.
Arsene Wenger definitely had his scouts see him when he was like an embryo or something. There's a famous picture of Erling in a Man City kit that says Dad on the back to obviously represent his father that was playing for the club at the time, and he had a gift for Alfie upon signing for City himself.
But he doesn't play for City.
Heung-min Son doesn't play for City.
But he's not the only big striker joining the Premier League, as Liverpool announced the signing of Uruguayan forward Darwin Núñez from Benfica. That's around about £80 million once you include bonuses in the future, and it's a bit of a robbery, to be honest with you. If I saw this on the street, I would call the police. Realistically, yeah, it should be 60 mil maximum.
Right, okay, this is an emergency service.
It's big stuff, mate. I can't wait for his interview at the end of the season when he has 15 goals and Haaland has 68.
I'm made for this game, and anybody who wants it can have it. People underestimated me, but I'm here, and I'm here to stay.
Opposition fans are going to be suspicious seeing him start his inhaler prescription. Now, sir, do you have asthma? Nah, not particularly. I mean, yeah, flipping, yeah. But yeah, look, listen, I'm excited to see him play for the club, but I think he's going to fit the system pretty well. He's a good player, and he played well against us in the Champions League, but obviously, there is the slight issue of him being a little bit unproven. Now, elsewhere in transfer news, that Manchester United is still linked with Frenkie de Jong. He spoke out about rumours on him leaving Barcelona. You're always flattered when teams show interest in you as a player, but I'm at the biggest club in the world at the moment. Yeah, nah, he saw United were interested. He doesn't want to go there, bro. And who can blame him after witnessing Scott McTominay put balls in behind in training?
Have it.
Arsenal announced the signing of a young Brazilian winger called Marquinhos, obviously sharing a name with the PSG centre-back. Deliveroo decided to jump on this one and replied to Arsenal directly. Why are they even getting involved? This has nothing to do with you, but it's a shithousery award regardless. Meanwhile, there's also the news of a potential new Netflix series that's gonna follow wags around at the World Cup in Qatar, aka wives of English footballers. The producers are gonna think they're doing something mad, adding Rebecca Vardy in episode 3.
Let me add a little bit of spice to that.
Colleen Rooney's not gonna be too happy seeing her enter the show.
What do you think you're coming here for? What do you think you're coming here for? You can leave. Goodbye.
We got the scenes when Phil Foden finds out that 16 Icelandic women have been added to a hotel nearby. Bro, they're gonna have to pixelate Harry Maguire's other half. She's not gonna want to be involved after his performances at this tournament.
Obviously, I don't want people knowing who I am, you get me, because I've got a reputation to preserve.
Back to the international stuff though, and Australia have qualified for the World Cup with their goalkeeper Andrew Redmayne, the hero of the day, using his bendy knee antics to distract the Peruvian penalty takers. The Peru's goalkeeper actually had a bottle with like research on it, a sheet of paper that had like predictions on where each Aussie player would stick their pen. He placed it down by the side of the net and Redmayne immediately chucked it into the crowd so he couldn't see it. It's a shithousery award for Big Andy. Meanwhile for Peru, it's a bitter pill to swallow, and these fans bringing this Google search banner to basically indicate they'd already qualified for the World Cup didn't really age well. In Africa, and Nigeria won 10-0 versus Sao Tome and Principe. 10-0, you know, by Nigeria. A team with Iwobi in it. Add tax, that's like 12-0 when you convert the currency. It was basically a training session for the likes of Victor Osimhen, but it's bittersweet for me, because why couldn't we have put in some of this goal scoring against Ghana in the World Cup qualifiers and Tunisia in AFCON? Why have we waited to play these lot? I'm convinced that 50% of this squad doesn't even know the country they're representing. Here's the Nigerian bosses after trying to get 2 of the goals delegated to the Ghana game because they have the same coloured flag as Sao Tome and Principe. USA grabbed a late equaliser against El Salvador on international duty. This, however, is not a pitch, but this is a play pit, bro. Now, though, on to our goals of the week. And the first one comes from the crowd. Now, but for real though, let's jump into the first goal, and it is an absolute screamer of a half volley from Lucas Duarte of San Martin in Argentina. And staying on the international vibe, our next goal of the week comes from Andorra, where Jesus Rubio managed to score from his own half against Liechtenstein. Over in Spain, and Barcelona are apparently letting go of centre-back Gerard Piqué, telling him he's free to leave the club for unprofessional behaviour. The club are backing Shakira over you. They have Hips Don't Lie on repeat in the Spotify playlist. Let's be totally honest here. Gavi is on the board of directors. This club are taking absolutely no crimes or moral discrepancies whatsoever. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's trying to get away with weighing his new TV as a banana at self-checkout, and here's Xavi rock up to sack him from behind. To be fair, his haircuts have been criminal enough anyway. Hector Bellerin and Marcelo linked up during the week as well, with the former Arsenal right-back dressed like a bad bee. This cat here has a literal imprint of Karim Benzema on his coat. Are you mad? He could score 8 in the Champions League. And former Barcelona and Manchester City striker Sergio Aguero has returned to the pitch in the form of some five-a-side football.
Un loco.
Yeah, I can't lie, this guy might have forgotten how to play football. He's turned up playing like true Geordie.
Come on, your foot, slug! Oh, you fucking...
In France, and apparently Lionel Messi is going to make his acting debut in an Argentinian show in 2023. I mean, he's been acting as if he's a footballer since he signed for PSG. Freshly relegated Bordeaux are getting relegated again to the national division for financial problems. This club is in a complete state after going down bottom of League One. Let's be totally honest, with the way French football is, I'm expecting riots in the street in the next 25 minutes. German outfit Bayern Munich have put in some insulting offers for Sadio Mane Mane recently, and Spartak Moscow released their own spoof bid that they received from the German giants, with add-ons that include 10 million euros if Bayern win Eurovision, and 15 million euros if Manchester United win a trophy. Palermo celebrated promotion back to the second tier of Italian football, and what a weekend it was for Matteo Brunori, who got married on Friday before scoring the goal to earn his side's promotion from the penalty spot on Sunday. Hello all, and welcome to The Beautiful Game, the segment where we take a look at the poetic and brilliant side of the game that we love. We are back by popular demand for yet more glorious beauty. And that concludes The Beautiful Game. Closer to home, and Burnley have hired Vincent Kompany as their new boss. Having come over from Anderlecht, for me it's a pretty great appointment. He'll be back on his way to Belgium when he sees how Burnley centre-backs attempt to play out from the back. On loan Watford player Tom Dele Bashiru picked up a fine for skipping a train ticket this week. I mean, look, listen, you might say that he's a footballer and he earns a lot, but if we're being totally honest, with UK train prices, that's probably 3 weeks' wages. In Brazil, we've got a goalkeeper getting ready to take a goal kick, but not quite being careful enough. There's some interesting man marking techniques going on elsewhere in the nation, in the form of just scranning somebody's shoulder. Up in Scotland, and I know this isn't recent, allow it lads, there's no football going on, but it has resurfaced recently, and it's a Celtic supporter holding up his child as if he's a scarf, and I just want to play on the swings. Shut up and spread your arms. On the theme of kids getting straight involved in the football in action, we've got one being used as a means to save a strike here. The effect on the baby, however, completely reversible. Over in the Asian Cup now, and there were some interesting techniques in water removal there. One player for Argentinian side Independiente is simply taking the biscuit when it comes to this dive. And who said Harry Kane isn't inspiring the world of football? Let's go! In Uganda now, and we've got the most ridiculous penalty run-up of all time. Paul Pogba, eat your heart out. There's the news that Donald Trump's son actively plays football and is the regeneration of Peter Crouch, and get him defending set pieces. Not only is he tall, but he's very keen on getting in a wall as well. Build a wall. One Boca Junior players clearly wasn't pleased with the refereeing going on, and so took matters into his own hands. In Brazil again, and we've got a performance from Vasco da Gama that is so miraculous that one fan in a wheelchair was healed immediately. MLS side Charlotte beat Red Bull New York this week, and upon victory, this was the post they decided to put out with a crushed up Red Bull can. Ah, bunny, mate, it's another shithousery awards. I might as well give them to everybody. Just get him off the field! Palmeiras under-17s might have won this week, but they're not gonna want to look back at this goal they conceded anytime soon. Next up, and we've got a celebration that realistically, when we're talking about the lower leagues, could be pulled off given the pitches down there. And there's the invention of a new subcategory of football, and that is mascot football. Can't wait for Gunnosaurus to ask Granit Xhaka for tips and end up double-footing 3 kids entertainers from Greater London. Now that it's time for Still 0-0, and you guys know the score by now, this is a segment of the show where I bring to you the best of Sunday League and amateur football. And often people say that Sunday League is raw. You know, there's not much skill involved. But I, however, beg to differ, okay? Because there is, quite frankly, an unbelievable set of skills on show here from the Sunday League Neymar. Flipping heck. On to the weird stuff now. Over in Ghana, and 11 Wonders FC arrived for their game against Hearts of Oak in tuk-tuks instead of a team bus in Anguillan domestic league football now. And this forward from the Caribbean island, upon missing an open net, decided to punish himself by getting down and doing press-ups. PDRM Football over in Malaysia managed to win their most recent game at 26-0. I just really hope this isn't a two-legged affair, because let's just just put everybody out of their misery. And finally, over in the Vietnamese 3rd Division, nobody's exactly best pleased when they get sent off during a football match, alright? Chances are you've put your own team at a massive disadvantage and you're going for an early shower. What you probably shouldn't do, however, is try to attack absolutely everybody in sight.
Một hành động rất nóng nảy của Ngô Anh Vũ. Pha rút thẻ này của trọng tài Trần Ngọc Nhớ, nó khiến cho cao thủ Bình Thuận cảm thấy rất ức chế và họ có cảm giác là họ bị xử ép trong trận đấu ngày hôm nay. Trước đó thì Ngô Anh Vũ đã phải nhận.
Probably looking at that suspension getting raised if we're going to be critical here. That though is going to wrap up football this week, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then feel free to slap a like on the video and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at the official FNG on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.